Oh, that's the wrong one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Legacies of Caine. We are back, and not in POG form, in stream form. Take that, Alf.
Back in POG form.
I mean, if we want to have POGs of your characters, sure. Take that, Alf.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All POGs all day. They're just going to be throwing slammers down like crazy.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be like a lot of people that are be like, what the hell are they talking about with POGs? Anyway, yes, we're back. Of course, as usual, joining me are CarpeDM, Bubblegum Viking, and Umber Skies as we continue the adventures of Nathan, Dawn, and Leslie.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Adventure!
Excitement!
Maybe not dying. Again.
So far, so good.
Yeah. So far, only died once.
Mm-hmm. So, when we last left off, they had been traveling to India, where they managed, through misadventures, to meet with Dracovin, an elderly Ravnos, and friend of your friend VtM, who you were seeking out for information about the whereabouts of the two swords. She informed you that the sword of Dracula was with Victor, and last she heard of Victor, he had returned to Baba Yaga and been within her borders again, up until the fact that she got killed. And Victor's survival at that point in time, completely unknown to her. She doesn't know if Victor survived or not. She doesn't know what happened to the sword, what's going on there. Her weapon, on the other hand, well, she had kept it in her, I wouldn't call it like lair, her haven within Kyrgyzstan, where she had been staying. And she had abandoned that very rapidly once Baba Yaga had been defeated. Once the boundaries that Baba Yaga had created were down, well, the major thing that occurred were many werewolves came in as basically to take over that area. And sorry. Small child just came in and gave me a thumbs up, and it confused me for a second there.
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job, man.
You're doing a great job.
Keep it up.
Anyway. So...
So, Osh to off.
Off to Osh. To the Anakurin.
Tosh to Osh?
Yeah, the Anakurin, which its actual location is unknown other than it had been with... Like, Dracovin, will let you know that she had it at her... or sealed within her haven in a place that was hard to reach, and so her escape, she was unable to retrieve it, with hopes that it would not be discovered.
But she gave us somewhat directions of where it was and how to get to it, right?
She told VtM because VtM was going to retrieve some other things of Dracovin that she was not able to get. After that, it's hard to say what VtM will do, but for now, she basically knows enough and has, through your connections and the connections of the remaining Ravnos, could get back there with said items.
Excellent.
You part ways, of course, with your guide, who
Such a lovely young boy.
yes.
He dealt with some things.
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, he had some problems.
It's alright.
It's
And
okay.
Candy headed back to the States to work on business.
Yes. Business.
She's not starring in his Bollywood film first?
They're working on it. There's still some things to hash out in the deal. Got to build up.
Yeah, and our guide had to go back home anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna be the producer.
I mean, he doesn't have a script yet.
Or director. That's right. He's going to start working on the script.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You need a script first, and then he can get his directorial debut. He's helping. He Candy arranged for someone to help him write the script or something. He got himself a new, like, American writing pen pal or something.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
See? Candy. Good people.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I hired.
Yeah. A real businesswoman.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyway, once again, you pick up your crocodilian. You've been traveling. Or are you sending the crocodile back home with candy?
Well, I
probably
mean,
send it back
VtM
home since-
is the one who's making sure that it doesn't go nuts.
And as soon as she leaves, it'll probably be a problem.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we're gonna have to keep taking it with us.
Mm.
Yay!
Who knows? Maybe we'll coincidentally meet up with Samuel at some point. That would be nice.
The coincidences.
We just keep storing it in our bathtub. It watches the rooms for us while we're gone.
Or while you're sleeping, you know, it's just like...
It's a very lazy alligator. It enjoys just laying in the bathtub all day long.
Mm-hmm.
On a side
like
note,
giving
I'm
it
actually really
scratches.
impressed that I picked a city or a location close enough to Kyrgyzstan's lair that we could walk to it in a day.
Mm-hmm.
That was an accident.
Yeah.
Don't steal my magical powers.
I
Don't do
think
it.
I think it's too late on that
No.
one.
There can be only one.
Damn it. My crown.
I wasn't trying.
That's what they all say.
Uh-huh.
It's not what Candy says. All right, so heading to Osh
Heading
with
to...
a crocodile in
Osh.
tow.
Yes. So Osh is the second largest city in Kyrgyzstan. It's a nice place in a valley. It's a fine city. There's no, like, major skyscrapers like you would think. It looks like a quaint city you'd find somewhere here in the U.S., you know. It's still large and very much so a city, but it definitely is not the...
It's not a Chicago, New York, or Los Angeles.
Yeah. I cannot for the love of me remember if we got you a hotel, but I'm just going to assume you have a hotel.
Yeah.
2 weeks is enough to make me forget.
Our good buddy arranged it for us.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh no, I arranged it
You arranged
because he was arranging stuff for other places. No, I called my people and had
Yes.
a hotel set up.
And your good buddy is panicking more than normal because you keep tracking him to places. He's like, ah!
We're gonna eventually.
Not once in a while.
Hey,
We're gonna get
he is a
into a
very
proper
useful. I can see why his
Employer.
employer keeps him along,
Mm-hmm.
Despite his eccentricities.
despite his
Oh,
eccentricities.
he's
Maybe he
like
keeps him
a
around
new
because of his
pest control.
eccentricity. Yeah, that's true. Pest
I mean,
control.
that is one of the reasons I like him too. He's incredibly amusing.
It's good to watch him panic. It's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Anyway,
But I mean, he also speaks a lot of languages, which is pretty convenient.
yes. So you arrive at Osh. I
Leslie, you speak Russian, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Russian and German.
Oh, thank God. Hopefully, they speak Russian here.
and it has an international airport. Oh, that's right. We looked that up last time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Forgot that we looked that up last time. That's kind of hilarious. We're good that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, having gotten your trip to the airport, you arrive at Kyrgyzstan in Osh, and it is much smaller than the... Well, I mean, I actually have to say, this is probably the slightly smaller than Romania's airport. Just slightly. Using Leslie, you are able to communicate with the officials there, as one of their two official languages is indeed Russian. The other would be Kyrgyz, or, oh my god, I can't even pronounce that.
That's okay. Neither can we.
Kyrgyzstan?
Well, it's Kyrgyzstan, so it's got to be Kyrgyz. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So we're using Russian.
You're using Russian. You settle into the hotel and begin to stay until the next evening, which goes pretty uneventful. On the next evening, though, you find yourself in your hotel in Osh. with plans to travel. Now, you know that in the nearby mountains, kind of heading towards the border with Uzbekistan, is where the sanctuary is. There is a fairly major road that goes part of the way there, but you are going to have to head to the northeast off of the road eventually. Sort of towards Ozgan, but Osh is much closer still. So you will have to leave the valley.
We're going off-roading.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Like literally off-roading or just like back roads?
God, would there be back roads? There'll probably be a few back roads, but eventually you will have to, like, go maybe on, like, small trails or things that,
Oh,
you know, you'd have to have an appropriate vehicle for. Let me put it that way. Roads that maybe aren't made for cars, too.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
we can be on those fucking dirt bikes. It'd be great.
Oh hell yes! I
Have a
like
great
this idea.
time.
Is they gonna, like, get, like, a truck, rent a truck or something and rent some dirt bikes that you can then take out?
It's a bunch of vampires riding on dirt bikes.
In the middle of the night.
Crocodile on the back.
Nothing weird about that.
Oh, God. No, nothing weird about that at all. I like your response to that one.
Let's see. Crocodile, dirt bike. No.
He's got some really good core strength, so we can just put his stomach on the middle of the seat and then he'll just lie like a plank.
I'm also thinking me on a dirt bike, and I'm also thinking no.
You can go on the back of
It's
Leslie's.
okay, Leslie. Or it's okay, Nathan. You can ride on the back of mine.
I was thinking more along the lines of finding a more of like a dune buggy or a jeep of some variety.
You
Boring.
can ride in the Jeep. I'm not riding in the Jeep.
I'm thinking that would also potentially contain the crocodile, and also potentially the lady who has not yet learned to drive
She'd have a great time.
on a motorcycle.
Or she would scream. There would be
I'm
no in
thinking.
between.
She'd either learn or she wouldn't.
It's like chucking her in on the deep end, you know? Sometimes it
mean,
works.
Having
She knows
legitimately like,
horseback riding. She's probably got, like, 4 dots in horseback riding.
that's probably true.
Leslie's getting a dirt bike. One
It's
way or
okay,
another, he's getting his
I'll
dirt bike.
Oh, I'm perfectly okay with the two of you having dirt bikes. I'm just not going to be riding one.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Jeep got sabotaged. Who could have done it? Oh, heck. Our enemies ranged far and wide.
I believe if we ever find out who did it, that person will probably end up paying the hotel bills for the crocodile that is found in our room.
Man, we should really track them down. That's a terrible thing they've done.
Mm-hmm.
We could get you a little helmet and stick your top hat on top of it.
Oh my god. No, just a helmet shaped like a top hat.
That might be special order.
How long would it take to get that helmet? Because I would probably want it even in the Doom buggy.
Realistically, it'd take a couple days to make. I doubt they'd have the molds for,
Yeah. Probably more like a week or a month.
yeah,
Well, we can just stick the hat on top.
true.
If we get a
Yes.
size up, you know, it will sit across the helmet.
Would take several sizes up.
Yeah.
However, what we can do is tie a string,
We'll get you a fancy ribbon.
and it'll be like one of those Alice in Wonderland cartoons with the little hat cocked to the side.
That'd be pretty.
Will that amuse the two of you?
Yes, very
Indeed.
much so.
Very, very much so.
Excellent. Will it keep you from sabotaging my dune buggy?
Oh yeah.
How dare you accuse me of such vile activities?
I'm not accusing you. I am merely trying to prevent such things.
I would never dream of such a thing, Nathan. My love for you is too great to dare harm your sweet dune buggy.
He's a spy. You can't believe anything he says.
Excellent. Despite the fact that I don't believe you, I am happy to hear it. So,
Would you believe me if I said I'm now mortally wounded?
no.
These
Well, I suppose, in a sense, yes. Still, here we're just picking nits. Let's get going.
Side note, Tantus, has that mark on my neck worn off yet? Has it been a week?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie's immediately healing that off.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
He is so sick of it's like at this point it's not even a painful thing. It's like this rash that you can't get rid of. It's always on your mind.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
It's like a tattoo you're ashamed of.
yeah, exactly.
It's a butterfly at the small of your back.
Yeah.
So we're getting a jeep and a couple of dune buggies, or I'm sorry, dirt bikes.
Jeep and a couple of dirt bikes. Yep.
Okay. So you could probably actually just rent the jeep and then hook the dirt bikes to the back, and then when you get to the place where you can go off road, kind of unload everything and start traveling that way.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Uses less gas that way.
Kind of following the trail with the directions you were given, or what VtM was given. It's still difficult travels. The road is old, not well worn. It is more likely that when Kyrgyzstan and her kin fled, they probably fled on foot until they could get to an area where they could arrange for a vehicle, probably like the road.
Makes sense.
I want you all
Leslie,
to give me... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Leslie, as we are traveling, if you could see if you notice any evidence of lupine or other unusual activity.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Dawn's just gonna keep sniffing to see if she smells dog.
Mm.
You just see
Smells-
Dawn looking like a dog with her nose up in the air.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Smells
I'm
like
good.
smells like nice
occasionally.
countryside, in this area. Mountainy countryside.
And
Okay.
most definitely not Teen Spirit.
No. Will all three of you please give me some, I think it's dexterity drive? Is that the skill?
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
That seems about right.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, how many extras do I have now? Did I put another one in?
Let's see how horribly I fucked this. Oh my god, I did well!
Let's see how bad I do.
Oh!
Dawn crashed and died.
Well,
Leslie did not give you enough instruction in the handling of a dirt bike.
No.
wait, fortunately you don't crash and die. Because you didn't botch.
Okay, good.
You couldn't get it started.
No, it's more like you going for a while and then you kind of skid out. Kind of like not like a huge crash, but like something like the bike kind of spins out a little bit. Like you took like a little dip and something, and you kind of like lost control, but managed to brake just enough that you didn't crash.
So basically, she's slowing us down a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I was too busy sniffing and got distracted.
Yeah. You still will it's effectively she's slowing you down, to keep up with her, so that she has to go a little slower because she doesn't have the same control as either of you on this difficult road. This trail, obviously not really made for vehicles. Like, you feel like with the kind of the ruts and the bumps and stuff that maybe like a horse-drawn carriage or something would work very well, or like a cart,
Eventually,
Maybe
I'll get
people
my
on
driving
foot?
license.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say eventually you'll get a license?
Yeah, eventually. Maybe when she's like 50.
Can Leslie make a check to pay attention to surroundings as they're going? See if he can notice any recent activity.
Sure. Roll me perception awareness. Did I get it right? It's alertness.
Alertness.
Damn it! I knew I was going to say the wrong one.
So close.
I know. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm going to say the wrong one. I knew I was going to do it. It was perception awareness. Difficulty 8. I'm going to say because it's kind of hard to pay attention that close while you're driving.
In that case, 1 success.
Okay. Yeah. You're kind of like looking out. The forest seems quiet still, but you folks are traveling kind of at this point in time. It's becoming more of early spring, we'll say, kind of in the season. So it's still kind of pretty cold. Since you're going up more into the mountains, there's still patches of snow here and there. Things haven't been warming up as much yet, but you are much. Latitude-wise, it's not enough for the snow to permanently stay. It's more snow is staying because you're going up in elevation at this point in time for the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And things are alive out there. It's just you don't notice as much. As you're kind of going along, though, you get the feeling that occasionally you might see lights, but they're kind of like, I wouldn't say behind you, but like maybe somewhere out in the woods. But you're not sure what they are. But they're kind of like briefly flashes before you lose them. They could be campfires, they could be like lanterns, they could be small houses that are out here. You're actually not sure at this point in time. And most of the time when you kind of notice them, you do notice them where they're like kind of either a couple of them are like when they're parallel to you, like off to either side, and a couple like you almost like notice like when you're kind of like checking like off to the back of you. You never seem to notice anything when it's in front of you, but that might just be paying attention to the road too. And I'm assuming because none of you have night vision, the lights of your own vehicle blocking out the ability to see that.
Leslie's actually going to specifically drop back a bit and shut off the light on his dirt bike.
Okay.
And activate, what's it called? Activate his night vision.
Okay. Sure.
See if you can see through the trees a little better.
It's not the thickest forest in this area. It's enough that it's really hard to get a sight from very far. It's almost like luck when you see farther, like you're in the right spot, right place, that you can get like a nice view in the distance. Give me another perception alertness, though. This is only difficulty 6 at this point.
How far off of the road are we supposed to be going?
I'd say it's about maybe like from where you got off on the road, off-road on the vehicles you have, probably like 2-hour trip.
Okay.
Just because you're not assuming you're not going to go like super fast anyway.
Well, we can't.
Yeah.
3 successes
it
on
might
that
be
last one.
you might be a little longer just because you're being a little slower than you even could be. Eventually.
Yeah.
You actually hear a vehicle somewhere, but you're not sure where it's at. It's
aside from the 2 that he knows about.
Yes. You hear another one echoing. Like, you can hear those 2. And as you're kind of listening there for a minute, you hear an echo of another vehicle. And it's really hard with, like, because you are kind of mountainous area, forest, to tell if it's echoing how far it's echoing from.
Okay. We're on, like, a dirt road, right?
You're on a dirt road, yes.
And we've got trees either side of us, right?
Yes. There occasionally has been some, like, kind of field areas, but not as many. Like, when you first traveled, like, for the first little while, there probably were more fields, because you probably had a couple of, like, grazing fields that people had, like, sheep and stuff. Or could have sheep, but now it's been, like, a lot more foresty.
Leslie's going to pull off the road behind a couple of trees and shut his engine off.
Okay.
See if he can figure out where this is coming from easier.
You're just going to let the others kind of go ahead?
Yeah.
Bye,
Okay.
Leslie.
Well, I mean, he probably said something about dropping back to check, and you just haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'll just, like, send a text while I'm doing it.
I told him not to get eaten by werewolves.
I was looking forward to that.
I knew you were into some kinky shit, but...
You wait there for about 5 minutes, and you continue actually hearing the vehicle. At first you think that maybe it's on another trail or something, but then you begin to realize that it does sound like, because of the way that the trail you're on has been going, that it does seem to be maybe on your trail. I mean, it's not like you haven't seen other trails off of yours here and there, but yours seems to be the core thoroughfare, at least for now. You will be turning off of this core thoroughfare of dirt roads, but not for a bit.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna send a text to the other two. Let them know that there's something behind us. I'm gonna wait and see if I can figure out what it is, and then I'm going to activate shadow play to completely hide the bike myself in these trees, and just wait for whatever's coming behind us.
All right. You'll see, going at a fairly decent pace, eventually passing by you, is what looks to be a Humvee. Military grade.
Oh, lovely. Mounted with a gun, or?
No gun mounted.
Okay.
It has, like... The thing is, it could still be someone's personal vehicle. It's just it has, like, all the accoutrements that makes it look like a military vehicle.
Okay, so I can't discern if it's an actual military grade or if it's a replica.
Yes. It looks a lot more... It looks more like actual military... So it would have to be, like, military surplus. Now, granted, you are in the former Soviet states, so military surplus.
Yeah, but a Humvee in the Soviet states would be extremely unusual.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a text off to Nathan and Dawn.
Probably just me. Don't send it to Dawn.
she'll be like, ah! Flip over.
I mean,
3 times.
hopefully she's aware that she shouldn't check her phone if she's unable to.
You just hear like a big honking in the distance and screeching, and really check that phone.
Leslie will send a text to Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to see inside? See how many people are? What they look like?
No. Actually, no. Give me another perception alertness. This will be, I'll say, you're using pitch dark. You do have the night vision, so just do a normal one. Actually, yeah, you should be able to do a normal.
Do they smell like wet dog?
Unfortunately, like, they went by so quick, like, the sudden flash of the lights made you be able to see. You could see that, you guessing it was maybe a driver, you didn't see anything. You know, it's like, it was just...
Yeah.
You're guessing there was maybe a driver.
There might have been a driver. Who knows?
It's like this
Nathan,
assumption...
we have a haunted Humvee on our trail.
Actually, the thing is, you could technically, with everything that's happened, say that, and it would be partially believable.
You're like, not wrong, is the thing.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, it could be haunted. I don't know. It's like, I just feel like maybe you suggested that to Nathan, so that's now in his mind, too.
Okay. I'm gonna text back. Should we set up an ambush?
You guys can't hide as efficiently as I can, especially with the Jeep. I'll leave that decision up to you.
Have you simulated the ground?
Okay.
Be good at it.
They were traveling about the same speed as your friends.
Yeah, I'm going to relay, like, how they were traveling the same
So how
speed as
much
us.
time do we have to set up this ambush? Because I'm going to flash my lights at dawn and stop.
If you're setting up
10
one...
minutes?
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
Okay.
How fast can I run with celerity?
Oh, wow.
How long would it take him to get to the ambush site, given that it's 10 minutes by drive away?
Yes.
By fairly slow drive, because it's really crappy roads.
Yes.
Like, if I'm able to run at the same speed as the vehicles, then I can just keep shadows cloaked around myself and tail them.
Give me a second here to at least figure out how your movement is.
Alright. If that ends up not working, I do have another plan, so...
While you're reading...
Movement. You can walk, jog, or run.
Because I'm assuming vampires can run faster than humans already.
All Out Run moves your character at 20 plus 3 times your dexterity yards/meters per turn. What is your dexterity?
My dexterity is 3.
So
With
you can
1
go
in celerity.
29 yards per turn.
Plus 1 for celerity.
Yep. Yes, I'm going to check celerity and see if there's any major edits from
So-
that.
While you're reading,
Yes.
so Dawn,
Yes.
I'm thinking we make it look like your bike had an accident, because that's
That's
entirely
believable.
reasonable, and it's already got a bunch of scuff marks already.
Yeah.
We can have the car pulled off to the side, and since you are slightly less good at hiding and significantly better at actually hurting things,
Yeah.
we can have you lying like near the bike, and I can be gone a little ways away, and when they come up, we can have you speak to them,
Okay.
and if you need support...
So by speak, you mean
Oh!
if
Ooh!
they're suspicious, I hit them, right?
Actually, we can have all of us hide. We can have the crash and the Jeep pulled across the road so that they can't get past with their car. And if they start looking in the
Ooh.
Jeep, they will find a very angry crocodilian.
I like that one. If
And
not,
we can
I
be
was...
off a little bit in the trees. And we can even have your position your bike so that the light spears towards them.
Ooh, yeah. I like that.
All right, let's make that happen.
I want to climb up a tree, though.
Okay, so you're climbing up a tree.
Yes.
You're basically leaving the Jeep out as a bait. With the
The bike is going to be aimed down the road towards whoever is coming, and the Jeep will be kind of pulled across the road, aimed more or less at the bike.
Okay.
I'm going to tip the bike on its side so the lights look like they're sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's staring directly at them, they might not want to approach as much.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Leslie's going to try to cut off in the woods as best he can.
Yeah.
It depends on if I am able to run at the same speed as our vehicles are traveling. If not, I have a different plan.
I don't think you can run quite as fast as the vehicles. I think the vehicles are still a little faster than you, even because you have, what, 1 dot of celerity?
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case...
I mean, you're supernaturally fast, which means you're much faster than a normal human, but I don't think you're like, I can chase down a pretty decent speed vehicle thing, you know?
Alright.
Could I? I have 4 decks and then 2 celerity.
You...
Would it have been quicker to dawn run the whole time instead of slowing everyone down?
The thing is, it's you still run. You would run unnaturally fast, but wait until you get 5 decks 4 celerity, then you're racing at like car speeds.
Okay, so I know what I'm
yeah.
aiming for when I upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're faster, but you're not like insanely faster.
Okay.
Alright, then what Leslie's going to do instead is just summon a very small Shroud of Night, just like on the engine block, so no sounds can be heard from it. Actually, he'll extend engine block and wheels, so that no sounds being made from the bike, and then I'll fall behind them and continue using Shadow Play to hide myself in the bike.
Okay.
Maybe I should have called. As long as I don't botch this, I can just keep rolling it until it succeeds. Don't even need to. All right.
Excellent.
And I'll get like to the point where I'm near them, but still a little bit away, and just watch.
Give me a Dex Drive check,
Uh,
especially if you're gonna try to catch up to them.
And then Leslie starts crashing, and it's no longer Dawn's fault.
Okay. You'll keep up with them. You'll manage to like catch up with them and keep up with them pretty decently. How far? You're just keeping like kind of in sight.
yeah, in sight, but like a fair decent ways back.
Okay.
To the point where like I can see their what their headlights are illuminating, but
All right. So the vehicle will keep going for a while, and the time will tick down, and everyone will notice that they are going to stop maybe about 100 meters away from wherever happened, where they see like the 2 vehicles off the road, or on the road, kind of like abandoned, or at least not moving. They're going to kind of stop there for a couple of minutes, and then one of the doors will open, and a large blonde man will get out. He's kind of got like spiky blonde hair. He's actually, weirdly enough, kind of wearing like, it looks like shades at night.
I don't trust people that wear shades inside, let alone at night.
And this is a very like large man, so he's like 6'9", you know, massive muscles, you know. He doesn't seem to be brandishing any weapons. He's kind of trying to take a look around. You'll see him kind of turn back and speak to someone in the vehicle for a second. You can kind of tell like one of the windows is down a little bit, the driver's side.
Can we tell what language he's speaking?
You can give me a perception alertness to check and see if you can hear what they say.
Let's see. Oh hey, I'm not Dawn. I'm not deaf.
You're not Dawn.
Dawn is gone. Dawn has been replaced.
Okay.
Dang.
All of you can hear what he is saying. I don't know if any of you understand it, but you're relatively smart enough to know that, especially Leslie, even if you don't understand it, you recognize that he's speaking French.
Ah.
Bonjour, comment tu t'appelles? There we go. Dawn's got this.
I mean, it's especially with Leslie's world travelness, he definitely recognizes that he's saying something in French.
Dawn is
Am I
getting
able to pick up any
flashbacks from high school.
General intonations? Figure out.
Probably not too much. It was just basically a kind of like a quick statement kind of thing. Like,
Okay.
you're assuming that means like, you know, he's checking it out kind of thing.
I'm gonna manipulate my Shroud of Night and just cover myself and the bike. Just in case.
Okay. You'll see the man kind of move over towards the bike, kind of checking it out first. Kind of taking a look at it. Nathan and Dawn, the two of you, will notice that the man is kind of like getting his face down a little close to the bike.
Is he sniffing it like a dog?
Maybe, or maybe he's just
Filthy
looking very
mutt.
closely.
Dawn continues to sniff to see if she smells wet dog.
Currently
I
no.
don't think she does. Okay.
The one thing she knows about werewolves, they smell like wet dog.
Exactly.
So far, so good.
You're gonna kind of see him move over towards the Jeep, kind of like taking a look, like in it through like the windows. He like waits for a second. You see him like, you can see him like just wait and like hold for like 30 seconds, and then start moving back towards the other vehicle. Then he's seemingly talking with someone. They seem to have some kind of conversation. I guess, Leslie, since you have language familiarity, give me just an intelligence check to try to even pick up a little bit of what they're saying.
Alright. You know what? Actually, no, given what we're about, might be about. Yeah, I'll just roll it normally.
Okay.
No luck.
Yeah. You at least pick up that he seems like surprised in the way he's saying things. You know, he's like something like talking about something unusual or such.
I was gonna suppose that's about the alligator that's in the Jeep.
He perhaps noticed the crocodilian, which has like no hiding skills.
Yeah.
In the Jeep with no trunk.
Yeah. Just sitting there. I mean, you just pretty much like VtM probably told it to stay there and attack anything that gets to the Jeep, because you didn't really like give any other instructions.
Oh yeah, where is VtM? Come to think of it, is she with Nathan? Or?
She's probably with Nathan and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nathan is, by the way, obfuscated and completely gone, but he's sticking fairly close to VtM.
Actually, you can't notice her. She seems to have disappeared from sight too.
It's just Dawn in a tree on her own.
Yeah.
I stuck as close to her as I knew how to until she disappeared.
Yeah. Then you just like all of a sudden lost track of her.
Yep. Oh. Okay. Good enough.
You will see then the man kind of get in the vehicle again, The vehicle kind of sit there for a minute, and then it'll begin to drive off, and it will drive over Dawn's dirt bike.
Dawn's dirt bike was like off the road.
I thought it was. You thought you had it kind of sitting like to the one side, kind of like, or it's the
No,
Jeep?
it's like
So-
on the side of the road.
The dune buggy is across the road.
Oh, it's the dune
The
buggy's
dirt
blocking.
bike is supposed to look like it like veered off and
Oh,
like
okay,
hit a
okay,
tree
I
or
get it.
something
Okay, yeah.
and then
Okay,
fell
then,
over.
then it's gonna like just kind of.
Wait, dune buggy? Jeep?
You mean a Jeep?
Jeep,
Yeah.
whatever.
I thought
The-
we had a Jeep.
So it's
the
gonna kind of,
off-roading vehicle that is not a dirt bike.
it's gonna
Okay.
it's gonna go at enough speed to just kind of crash into it without causing any major damage and push the Jeep out of the way.
Dawn
All
is
right.
getting ready to jump out this tree.
And it's just gonna keep going then.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie's gonna send a text say maybe we should continue on foot from here.
You will
This is a
actually
Jeep.
see something though, because Dawn, you will notice this because you're up in
Me?
a tree and have a little bit
I
of
am
better
up
view.
in a tree.
Yes, you did say that. About 500 yards down the road, you'll notice the vehicle stop again. And stop there
Oh.
for a minute, and then keep going.
I'm gonna text everyone and tell them. Just because I can't see them. Hopefully I spot some phone lights as they check, because everyone's fucking invisible.
Well, you won't see Leslie's, and I'm not
Yeah.
sure how light works when I'm obfuscated.
It's a good question, because anything you hold is obfuscated as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I have to be in shadow, which I am, but at the same time, if I'm holding a light,
It just says
Is it?
shadow, doesn't say complete darkness.
yeah, so I guess the light
Just have your phone
is
very
invisible then?
Yeah, you just have your phone dim.
dim. Wait,
Yeah.
wait, can you see yourself while you're obfuscated?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
You're not
so I can
technically-
see it, no problem.
Yeah, you're not invisible to yourself. You're visible to other
Okay.
people.
So you can see
Okay.
the phone, but nobody else can see your phone.
Because you're not real. Obfuscate doesn't make you actually invisible.
You're
It just-
bending light.
it's more that it's also a little bit of like you're making people just not realize you're there too.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not the phone you are looking
Uh,
for. All right, so Dawn's relayed that information to us.
Being up in a tree
Okay.
is useful.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna text everyone else, say that Nathan and VtM, since you, well, I don't know.
VtM will drop the illusion of being a tree.
Oh,
Oh!
So I didn't see her turn into a tree.
No.
You've
Huh.
been leaning against her the whole time, not realizing it's her.
Mm-hmm.
that would be hilarious.
You were kind of walking forward, and so
Oh my. I apologize, my hand was not intended to be in that particular location.
Don't touch her wood.
she'll
VtM's
she'll
got
relay
the
through Leslie. It's fine. I have a breastplate.
Oh. Didn't know you'd had surgery. So
No, she probably still has this like a level of medieval armor she's never got rid of. You didn't
Oh.
buy her clothes ever, other than like basics. I think you just
Did-
gave her.
I mean, she probably borrowed some of mine.
Probably.
yeah.
But you're going to a place that she
Um,
might have fight. She's totally gonna wear her breastplate.
Oh, she's
Oh,
serious.
yeah.
Leslie's gonna ask her if that's her only way of hiding, turning into trees, or if it extends to other.
I could perhaps make a larger illusion. I'm not as skilled as some of my kindred, though.
Are you able to move while maintaining an illusion?
If I would keep the illusion within my sight, I could perhaps manipulate it. It is, again, not as easy.
Okay.
I really wanted her to turn to
Nathan,
another tree.
does your obfuscation extend to those that you touch?
Oh. If only. I would have been using that quite some time ago if it did.
Alright. I'd like to send 2 people ahead, but I don't want to send both of our sneaky people ahead.
Both? We have 3.
I'm sneaky-ish.
2 that can sneak and move well. If I'm understanding VtM's abilities correctly, and VtM, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't have the ability to hide from sight itself, you create an illusion that you are something else, correct?
Yes. I can create
In
any
which
kind of
case-
illusion. I just happen to create one that makes sense at this point in time.
In which case, a moving tree might be somewhat suspicious, as would a bush.
I could create an illusion that I was just not there either, but
Are there any difficulties with that? Do you feel confident that it would allow you to pass notice if the people that just passed us were somewhat more special than normal humans?
she warns that it would be hard to get an illusion perfect if she's moving, because it would be she's creating the illusion kind of, I wouldn't say like at an angle, but she's creating an illusion of an area, and it's manipulating it as she's traveling. Like if you're sitting somewhere and you basically like concentrate, I create illusion right there of whatever's right there. That's fine. Then there's no errors. But if you're constantly trying to change the illusion while moving, your perception is moving constantly. It's harder to not create those errors in changes in the illusion.
All right.
What about if we catch a bug? We hand you the bug, and you can look at it and become the bug.
The illusion isn't me becoming the bug. The illusion is me putting a veil over an area.
That would be a big
I've heard moving
bug.
boxes arouse no suspicion.
She can make illusions that move, is the thing too. You know, she doesn't just make static illusions.
Yeah, so she could make
yeah.
an illusion of a deer
Yeah,
or something. but
Dawn,
it's
your
maintaining
illusions
while
are
she moves.
static still. Like you haven't
Yeah.
gotten beyond that, but she has the ability. She did not get to the. She only has a 5 in chemistry, so she can't get to the really ridiculous illusions because she concentrated on the other disciplines of Ravnos. You know,
She can only make a completely lifelike dragon appear.
Only.
I mean,
Indeed.
Wait, we
It
should
would
get her to
still be
make
a
one of those
dragon.
and chase them down.
she can't do the thing that the other person did when you met them. Of the, you know, here's a dragon, you believe it's real. She can't do that. False resonance is something that she does not have. She didn't unlock yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can Dawn, if I'm gonna ask Fideme if she can project an illusion that would hide herself and Dawn.
If they weren't moving, yes, she very easily could.
Would Dawn be able to use her phone and that not break the illusion?
So if the illusion is like an image that goes over it,
Okay.
it would be an
So
optical illusion. You wouldn't be able to see
It
anything
doesn't
out.
prevent noise, but it does hide sight.
Yes.
Okay. New plan then. Nathan, would you rather stick together or have me go ahead? Because I can hide myself and my bike to travel faster, or we can travel together since both of us have abilities that would allow us to stay stealthy while moving on foot.
Alternatively, I could go on ahead while you cover... Oh no, they can't see through your cloud. Damn
Indeed.
Yeah, his cloud is noticeable. It shrouds him, but if someone's looking close enough, it's noticeable. Like here at night, it's
But
a
it
little...
also cloaks sound.
Yes.
Yes.
His also.
That's why I was using it and staying purposely far back in the dark, because we don't have like a moon or anything up, right?
Not a full. It's like we'll say like half moon. So there is some
Yeah,
light out.
so-
There's not a lot of light.
A small
Well-
moving cloud that is also augmented with shadow play. At a distance, nobody should be able to notice me in it.
What I'm thinking is, if you were to drive the buggy, the Jeep, all three of you could be inside of it. I could run ahead. It won't be particularly fast, but I will also be fairly difficult to find, and you guys can travel with at least the large buggy, and all of you at once.
See, my thinking is that if I hide the buggy, that cloud will be a lot more noticeable than just using it to hide myself. And also,
Right, that is why I am going ahead, and you guys are traveling behind at a slower speed. Because
the other
if we
parts-
go behind, as soon as we start using the vehicles again, the sound will be obvious and our lights will be obvious.
The
If
other
you
part
use your
of it
shadow to hide it, it will
that I
not.
was thinking is if they've called anyone to come in behind them and the buggy is gone.
Mm. That's
Which
a
is
good
why I
point.
was thinking we basically either have you and I moving forward together, making sure an area is secure, and then calling them forward, having them post up, and basically bounding movement. You and I go forward, scout, call them forward if it's safe. They set up a new illusion there, and keep going like that. It'll be slow, but manageable. Or I go ahead to secure a larger area with the bike and have you three follow behind.
Ideally, I would prefer. I'm unsure of exactly how long VtM would be able to maintain or continue creating new illusions. I would not want to be a drain on her resources.
She could create she can't create that many. We'll put it that way. Creating illusions require willpower.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I totally thought that would be a blood expansion.
No, because of the nature of them, and they're very good at tricking, you know.
I see.
And tricking a large area and a lot of people. They use willpower. Like, Nathan's obfuscate just obscures him. Your shadows, in the right circumstances, are very obvious. The illusions can do a large area and are, unless someone directly interacts with it, would not be obvious. But again, someone directly interacting with you or Nathan would notice them too. If someone runs into Nathan while not knowing he's there, they're going to be like, "What the hell just happened?" You know?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But like at night, in the middle, like when it's pitch dark, my cloud stands out no more than anything else, as long as no lights shined upon it.
Yes. Your cloud still would stand out a bit because it's like, as much as there's very little light, there is still some stars. It's not a full
Especially if something has the ability to see in the darkness.
Yeah. It's a half moon, as I said. So, like, your cloud, it still can be noticeable. It's just not very easily noticeable right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you're fairly naturally stealthy as well, are you not?
True.
Well, we can always work that way. That way you or I or whoever we decide is running the action has backup, and VtM and Dawn should be more than capable of holding their own
And just following
if they need
behind.
us. Mm-hmm.
I think
Alright,
if
fair
anyone
enough.
messed with the two of us, it'd be dead. Like,
Three of you.
yeah, there's the crocodile.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you guys gonna carry the crocodile with you, or are we leaving it
Oh,
in
I'll
the?
carry the crocodile.
Jeep?
The crocodile can actually move around. I mean,
Yeah.
He can walk, yeah.
he can
Yeah,
walk
but crocodiles don't walk on land all
They-
that fast, right?
They walk really fast.
if they want to.
That's how most people die.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it's a ghoul crocodile, so it's probably got like better stamina than your average crocodile.
Yeah, see, the stamina was the thing I was worried about. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I know crocodiles are like
Can
are quicker than
explode
they
into
seem.
action.
exactly, but it's exactly that, an explosion of action. They
give
really
it
have.
give it a little blood, and it probably can use it to like power some things. It has a blood pool.
But
it's
we're
partially
probably not
vampiric.
going all that fast either, since we need to make sure that we're not running into ambushes or other problems. So
Yeah, fair enough. Then yeah, you and I range ahead
yes,
stealthily, and they fall behind us.
Okay.
With the
Apparently, a
crocodile.
crocodile can run it around 11 miles per hour.
But can it sustain it? Is the thing. But again, it is a ghoul one. So.
it's a ghoul.
Yeah.
So yes,
But you're probably not going to be running at 11 miles per hour since you're going at a pretty, like, you know,
it's somewhat cautious pace.
yeah. So it probably can just, like, just do its normal meandering behind you guys and be fine. Though, again, it's probably quite loud moving through the forest.
Likely, which is why they will follow a good ways behind Nathan and myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would be really loud. He's close to
I mean,
people. It'd just be
since-
brush movement.
It's true.
It
it's
wouldn't be
brush movement.
particularly good at being silent, though.
But it would just sound like an animal moving through the brush anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Then I will
let's.
I'm just
do
gonna continue maintaining this cloud, so if I need it, I can always just move it. I'm just gonna manipulate this one so it covers my eyes, so that nobody can see the glowing eyes that I currently possess.
Okay. All right.
And I'm just going
You're going to make
be
your way.
obfuscated.
Yes, you're going to make your way through the forest. I guess are you going to are you going to follow the road, or are you just going to cross country now because you do know where there will be an eventual turnoff, so you can kind of.
We could try and make a beeline for it.
Yeah.
But
if
then
we
we
know
won't know
where we are
what-
geographically, then yeah, we could just make a beeline directly to it at this point.
You're gonna.
The risk there is not knowing what the people in front of us are doing.
Yes.
Because if they know where we're going and they make that turn, then we run the risk of getting there ahead of them and then they catch us, and that's bad. However, if we follow them and they go past the turnoff, then we don't have to worry about them anymore.
They are also, if they maintain their current speed, they could already be far gone.
Yes, that would be why we would be checking for evidence of ambushes or them coming at us.
All right, sure.
That's the whole
Let's
purpose.
maintain on the road then.
Yes.
All right. You'll continue down the road at your new pace, and you will make some progress. Of course, over time, it will wear into the night. You do know from information from Kyrgyzstan that they were able to get out over the course of an evening, so you getting in over the course of an evening after you've already traveled part of the way there on bike means you should be able to get to the location before morning, but the problem is you might have to stay there.
I think it's worth the risk.
Agreed.
So you eventually will come to your turnoff, and you see no signs of the folks that you saw before.
Leslie's gonna take a look around for vehicle tracks.
Yeah, agreed.
The main road itself, I mean, you can see that there have been vehicles traveling on it other than your own. Probably more things like Jeeps and similar vehicles do travel this road occasionally, other than the carriages, which are probably the majority of things. The road that you're going to turn on seems unused as of recently. You know about it. It seems a little more overgrown. It does seem like it has seen some people on it, but you don't see any, like, tire marks. Anything that's
I'm
obvious.
gonna look. Given that the main road is a dirt road and a Humvee is a fairly heavy vehicle, I'm gonna look specifically for the Humvee tracks to see if they continued on.
Sure. Give me a perception alertness. Just keep it simple. Actually, no. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We can use that. I just thought of another
Can I
skill
do
that
perception investigation?
I was gonna say like a tracking skill, which I think is like more like a survival or something, to see if you could find specific tracks in amongst the others. But no, I think you will see signs that a larger vehicle has been on this road before, but it's hard to tell if it was recent or old.
Really?
I mean, it seems like it hasn't rained in like a week, so within the last week, you'd say.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
And it seems to be like, because this road doesn't seem to seem a lot of traffic, this old road, this one does seem towards the top of the game, I'll say. So probably
Okay.
within the last day or two.
Okay.
So
Alright,
this could have
well,
been
let's-
tonight, or it could have been like a day ago maybe, if no one's been in this area. It does seem like now that you go, the deeper you go into the mountains, the less well-worn the road is, kind of thing, you know. The more naturey it almost feels too.
All right, well, let's continue on then.
All right. It's
Okay.
another few hours leading you in towards well past midnight as you begin kind of heading up more into the mountains across this trail. You're kind of moving out of a smaller valley area that you were kind of following the trail into and up into the hills. So it does become like more, I wouldn't say like more difficult, because it's not something that would be more difficult for you, but it feels more of like a, chore overall. You're like, walking up the hill, walking back down the hill. It's just more annoying than anything. And time
Sure.
consuming.
I'm also going to move to the other side, the side of the road opposite Nathan.
Okay.
We're shadowing the road on both sides.
All right. Eventually, as things are getting to about maybe 3:30 in the morning, you will come to an area where the road will seemingly stop. It'll seem to just kind of almost dissipate into the forest.
Okay.
You're now in this area that's kind of like up on the side of the mountainsides, but it's almost in between where two different peaks are kind of emerging from here. So it's almost like a little sheltered valley halfway up two mountains that have one base.
Okay.
All right.
Just keep going, I guess.
Okay. At this
We
point,
have directions for where we're ultimately headed, correct?
well, Phyta will kind of have to like move into leading you a little bit more at this point in time because she has
Okay.
better
Okay.
directions.
Okay, but we haven't noticed any evidence along the way that anything has been by the Hummer has been by
No,
recently.
it does not look like a vehicle has been by this area at any point, actually.
Ah. Except to make the road in the first place.
Yes, probably to make some of the road in the first place. It's like the road is pretty overgrown. It probably hasn't seen use in maybe like a month or something, you'd say, with the amount of overgrowth. But that would be a month of growing season, since you are just getting out of winter kind of thing. So probably sometime during the last year, it's the last time it saw some major use at all.
Okay.
But you're not sure what else is up in this area that someone would come up to anyway.
Right. Okay.
All right, well, we'll call Dawn and Fight May forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
As they kind of lead you deeper into the hills, you eventually will come across this area that is almost hidden at the edge of the valley, at the very end of this valley, as it kind of goes into this pit where you can kind of see there's some cliff faces that kind of form in an area. And for a second there, it looks like there would be nothing here, but strangely enough, Phyta will kind of lead you in a way that you can see it's all kind of a trick of the eyes. That there's actually this kind of hidden niche back in this area that just looking at it straight ahead, like if you're like, oh, that's just like a cliff corner in the edge of the valley. No, there's something back here. And there's like a quaint house back here.
Ooh.
Sitting there.
Hmm.
It seems like
the log house, or
it's like wood, some stone base, it looks like it has a little bit of decency to it.
oh, yeah. Leslie immediately falls in love with this house.
Mm-hmm. It's hidden with an illusion that you don't need to use.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
The best kind.
Yes.
Nice.
Wait, are we gonna find out it's not actually a quaint little log house? So are you gonna break Leslie's heart? Like this? You?
It's all the layers of illusion upon layers of illusion. The
All
building
right,
itself
so
has definitely seen some better wear and tear. It's probably been abandoned for a number of years. It seems like. It was closed off before, but of course plants have, found their way in various places. Some of the windows are broken open. The door, it looks like it's seen some a little bit of warping, but not too bad. I mean, it's been maybe I have to figure out the exact number of years, like 2 decades, about, that's been sitting here, pretty unused, and
but it doesn't look like it was the site of any kind of battle.
No.
There wasn't any kind of obvious tussle that occurred
No, you
based
don't
on
see
the
any-
outside of the house.
No, the house looks, other than nature itself, looks fine.
Interesting. So they left before anything came to it,
Yes.
because the door isn't broken in.
No. Effectively, they abandoned ship ahead of the tide, kind of thing,
Interesting.
Yeah. They got out. They heard the things coming like a little whiles away, and we're like, we're gone before it gets here. Let's just quickly run now that we know it's coming.
All right. Well, shall we find out what's in the house?
Sounds good.
Let's go.
The building itself is it reminds me of a small, like a quaint little European house. It's 2 stories. It's got like a stone foundation and then wood for everything else. The building looks like animals have gotten into it at some point in time. It's
A lot of bugs.
It looks like it probably was much more well furnished, like old broken
When it was used.
when it was reused, basically. Like the rug has gone bad, kind of thing. It's been really spotty. It did 2 decades does a number on a house when no one shows up in it. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You can see signs of. It's not like it's been a lot longer, so there's still signs of habitation here. You know, there's still some like. You might be able to find a couple of books that are still intact, kind of thing, to a degree. You know, like, if I'm careful with this, it won't fall apart, you know.
And there's still, like, the skeleton of some furniture.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks
All
as
right.
if, like, it's a little place that maybe a family would have lived in.
Yep. Okay.
Vitamin
Well.
we have to stop here. There is more than just this. Of course there would be. But this is the... If a hunter should come across this place, it could easily be explained with the ghoul servant that used to work up here as a place where a little old woman worked and lived. We need to head deeper yet still. Now,
All right.
we could take the caves that are behind here, but there is an easier way into the old layers.
Does it have less bugs?
Well, it's underground, maybe.
Okay. Dawn is just
So-
like looking for spiders in every corner of this house
It's
and
still-
trying not to freak
it's still
people
early-
You
out.
find them.
It's still early spring, so
gonna
so a lot of them are probably still not like popping out from their hiding places from winter.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping.
But they're definitely in this house somewhere.
Oh, they're definitely in this house. They're like they've got their little hidey holes that they put into for winter. You know, they've been lurking there. There's probably lots of webs and stuff around. Definitely.
Dawn's phobia is bugs.
Uh-huh.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
So if you ever wanted to freak out, you
Hey,
just
Don, check out this
like-
tarantula.
Make a frenzy roll, please. A courage roll.
No. I'm not. I don't think there'd actually even be a tarantula in.
I mean, like
I
you
don't
could
think
just say it and freak her out.
Dawn was like spinning in circles trying to spot it.
Don, would you like me
Nope.
to make it so you can't see for the moment?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna move my cloud over top of her eyes.
Just
And I'll
gonna
hold her.
sit in the corner rocking back and forth in the dark.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Then,
so
shall we take the night? Or day, rather?
you could wait the day before journeying down into the tunnels, because Fidame will inform you that there is a old dugout tunnel that leads to a cave system where Durgasin had her real lair in. This was kind of like the front to keep people away in case someone actually managed to find the place, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Double layer blind, thank you very much.
Excellent.
Okay. Let's see here. So, you're gonna find a place, probably the basement. You're gonna stay in the basement all day.
Presumably.
Yeah.
Leave
the crocodile.
would
to
it be
guard
any
the door.
safer to venture into the caves and just spend the time in the caves away from the light?
The caves are a natural cave system. That's the only difference between them. So it would probably be just as safe, but also it's the fact that, you know, if someone somehow followed you, Fidame might say, like, yes, maybe we should stay in the caves, because if someone, like, we encountered someone that we don't know if they were there on their normal business or following us or whatever. If someone would follow us...
If they're in the caves, they're following us.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, we can move into the caves then.
Then I vote caves.
Okay.
I like bats over bugs any day.
Alright.
I'll call my shadow back and just have it sit on my back.
Okay.
So it's not covering Dawn's eyes anymore.
Yep. Okay.
Would I be able to do something to attempt to cover people's tracks as they're going from the house to the cave?
Sure. Oh boy. What skill would that be? That is a very good question, my brain. I'll say wits and let's say survival. Wits
Okay.
Survival or stealth, one of the two. Yeah.
If I don't have survival, would I be able to use investigation sort of in a backwards sense, or stealth in a more...
I'll
I
say
I was
if
gonna say
you-
I have survival.
yeah.
But
I'd
you
say that,
can't
like-
be completely unnoticed, whereas my footsteps will be.
Oh.
Well, you're trying to hide the trail, right?
Yes, but when I'm obfuscated, I believe my trail is also hidden.
I don't think it would be. Like, I don't... Maybe, depending on the level of obfuscate you have. I don't think so.
Because you're still making footsteps. It's just people can't. You're
Because as they
tricking people
say,
into not
Notice
knowing.
a vampire with enough aspects can still sense you're there. Basically, because of this, like, their
Oh,
supernatural
okay.
senses get better, and they'll be like, "Holy crap, something's here."
Okay.
I would say like, I
Okay, it's a
I
mental
guess
haze.
that's-
Never mind.
Yeah, it's like a mental haze. Yeah.
Got
I
it.
guess
Okay.
that Leslie, having like a couple decades of spycraft, would probably be able to hide tracks fairly effectively.
More in an urban setting, but do you have any survival skill, like for wilderness?
I don't have survival, but like I've got wits, stealth.
Hey, try rolling wits then. Just roll wits. We'll see. I mean, you know,
Just
if you
straight
got some
wits.
straight wits, let's see how that goes.
If you flunk, Dawn's gonna try. 'Cause she's got stealth and survival.
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Not used to operating in a rural environment.
yes, in the middle of the woods. It's your spycraft didn't like do woodland survival craft as much. You're wit rusty.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But Nathan,
Oh.
on the other hand, Nathan is like, he remembers some of those times in Central Park that he was spending around, you know, back in the day.
Way back in the...
Way back in the day. It was a lot more wildernessy back then anyway, you know, kind of thing like that. And he's able to, like,
I
you
wonder
know...
if VtM would be any good at this.
Ooh.
I could have just asked her, couldn't I? Yeah. You know what? VtM, you wouldn't happen to have any... I know that this, you know, might not be part of the chivalry deal, but do you have any experience hiding tracks in this sort of environment?
It's been a while, but I can perhaps take a look. She's good to help out.
Okay.
Between Nathan and her, you're good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, that makes like a soldier from Alexander's days. They like hiding tracks is a lot more common in medieval, etc.
Also surviving in the wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there were times you had to camp and take care of things around the camp. You know, maybe go hunting or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, we make it to the caves.
You make it to the caves. You hide your trail from the house to the caves. So theoretically, I'm gonna say VtM does a little bit to like mask the scent even too. Just in case you guys don't particularly have a lot of scent, but you know, just she does a
Samuel's
couple.
not here.
Samuel's not here, fortunately, at this point in time. But she does some things that will help mask it just in case.
Okay. Into the caves.
All right. All right. I need to look something up, and I have to remember it because something's happening that I need to take care of. That's the one I'm going to. So, I'm going to need some checks from some people over the evening.
Ooh.
Okay. What kind of checks?
Oh, that's percentage. That was not going to the actual page. Welp. Whoops. All right. Okay. Please roll me each perception and aspects if you have it. First off. Just roll me perception.
My specialty. My
Indeed.
specialty.
No, Roll
Ah.
perception.
See?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna burn a willpower because I haven't done that yet this
Okay.
session.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Oh. You done that willpower.
All right. So,
Oh boy.
please, let me see something here for you,
Why
Leslie.
do I always burn willpower when I don't end up needing it? And every time I think, oh, you know, I don't need to burn one now, I fail it every single time.
Can you roll me 5d10, please?
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna say here, just because of the circumstances, roll me 8d10.
Oh my god.
Hey, what am I rolling for?
All right.
That's either
You
real
wake up in the middle of the day to a crocodilian disturbing you.
Okay.
Oh, Dawn is a deep sleeper, so good luck
Yeah.
getting me up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna pet his snoot.
You can hear the loud sounds of a helicopter somewhere outside.
I'm gonna stop petting the snoot. I'm gonna
Okay.
go over and shake the others awake.
They will not wake up.
Oh.
Congratulations,
great.
you're awake for a scene, though. So you can do the scene here before you fall back asleep. You got enough to do it.
Am I able to burn willpower to stay awake?
Well, a scene is like, you know, the event that's going on right now.
Yeah, I just don't know what the event is. I don't
Yeah.
know how long it's gonna last.
The helicopter seems to be kind of... You kind of hear the helicopter moving around, and it sounds like it's close, and seems to be circling the area.
Okay. I can't get even near. As long as the light doesn't touch me, I'm good, right?
Yes. Indirect sunlight is still unpleasant, though, and it's like you can get close to the entrance of the cave, and you can see that there's you can see that's bright out there, but fortunately you're far back enough and enough of a shaded area, especially because it seems like this is maybe we'll say probably evening, and maybe like the morning light comes into the house, because they usually would have that kind of thing. Like the angle of the sun is best in the morning for that house that yours out there, so the angle of the sun in this little valley is best in the morning. So it's already kind of getting into later in the day. You're thinking maybe like sometime in the afternoon. You can check your phone. I'll say it's probably around like 2:30, 3 o'clock now.
Okay. I'm going to
just-
shadow play, cloak myself in shadow, creep as close to the sun as I can while still being, like, just, like stealthily get as close to the mouth as I can and take a quick look outside.
Okay. All right. Please roll me courage.
Absolutely burning another willpower on this.
Okay.
4d10.
Okay. All right. So you will move towards like the mouth of the cave, and you can pretty much get to the mouth of the cave plus some. And at this point in time, it's like this is light you haven't seen in probably years. There may have been like one other time in your unlife that you ever woke up during the actual day. So the amount of decades since you've seen anything akin to sunlight, and even then you were like fearful at that point in time. There's just like, it was probably maybe like an incident that happened early on in your time as an undead that you ended up being awakened, and you know, just it's sort of like at that point in time, this, you know, that supernatural fear almost maybe overcame you. And this is point in time you're powering through, but there's still something unnatural about you being up here. You can now see that there is a you can notice, you know, you can see exactly where the sun is coming out and kind of going over the cliff edge and hitting the back end of this house that's in front of you, so that you're in this kind of shade area, and you still feel like unpleasant here, as if you're like, as if your skin is hot, even if you're not like in the sun. It's just those like reflected rays are enough to like make
Every instinct screaming to hide.
yeah,
and sleep.
hide and just rest somewhere. Of course, your good crocodile friend is next to you, kind of like accompanying you.
I'm just gonna continue petting his snoot for comfort.
Yeah. You will now see that there is like this helicopter that seems to be circling the entire area. It's a black helicopter. It does not seem particularly like a military helicopter.
Does it look specifically like a civilian, or does it look more like a little bird, or?
Just like a
I just suddenly realized you might not know what a little bird is.
not off the top of my head. Yes.
That was a little bad.
Yeah.
Also, is there an insignia on it?
You do not see an insignia on it. It seems like an unmarked helicopter.
Little bird posted in Discord.
I'm looking that up in my phone because if I mess with it on stream, that's what it looks like. That kind of plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was thinking of. Yes.
Okay. Fortunately, Leslie knows exactly what this is because CIA and whatnot. Perfect. All right. Do I see anything mounted on the pods on the sides, or?
It does seem like there's something mounted there, but it's hard to tell what it actually is. It seems whatever it is, it's obscured.
Okay, just the
Fuck,
fact
they
that there
hired
is
the
something.
A-team.
Just the fact that there is something like, okay, he has military background, so he'd know that if there's something mounted on the side, it's most likely rocket pods. It might not be, but better to go under the assumption that it would be rocket pods for the time being.
Yes.
All right. I'm being a gun weeb. Helicopter weeb. Fuck you, Hart. Okay. I'm gonna turn to my little crocodile friend and still patting his snoot. I'm just gonna be like, all right, if you can understand me, shake your tail up and down.
It's kind of like cock its head a little bit, and kind of like rub against you in this kind of sad manner, as if it's got this longing deep in its soul still.
He just wants Samuel this snoot again.
All right, you don't. Okay, Leslie's gonna try and use tone of voice to get across that little crocodile. I don't know your name, but I'm gonna need your help here. Okay.
Roll. Let's say manipulation animal Ken.
Well, I don't have whatever that is, so.
It's the skill to work with animals that's not supernaturally based. Okay. Alright, so what are you trying to, like, infer into the crocodile's brain?
Help me with what I'm doing. Follow me, help me.
It seems to be following you, at least for now. You seem to get it to follow you, yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the other three sleepyheads. How large is this crocodile? Is it as big as I am? Is it bigger than me?
It is bigger than you. It is a black caiman and pretty decently sized.
Okay.
Like, it would be the kind of dangerous size that most people would be insane to keep as pets.
Okay.
Or eccentric billionaires.
It's big enough to, say, put a person on top of it and have it move with them on it?
Sure.
Okay. Leslie's gonna walk over to Nathan and pick him up, and like try and arrange him on the back of this caiman as comfortably for it as I can. So Nathan's arms are probably like splayed out and his legs, but his body's on the caiman's body.
Yeah.
I always did enjoy vacationing on the Caymans.
Wow. Wow. Yep. Perfect.
I've killed Leslie.
You did.
Success.
You, yes.
All good.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Okay. Strength 4.
You can
clearly I
certainly
can
pick up
one
and
person.
carry a person, yes, with strength 4.
I'm assuming I can't, like, sling one under each arm with that strength.
Probably not.
Especially-
I mean, if you would drag them, you could probably drag 2.
Okay. Dragging would take longer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... Oh, heck. Okay. I still... Did my clouds demanifest once I went to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember. Do I need a blood roll for that?
I think you.
I do not. Okay.
Okay. For one of them, you do need blood. I know. I think like your
Shadow play requires blood. Shroud of Night doesn't. Which I still find weird that the level 1 needs a blood point, but the level 2 doesn't. But okay, I'm gonna move Dawn in. Like, I'm gonna pick up Dawn and put her against the side of the cave, and I'm going to summon Shroud of Night to cover her up. Okay, so that's done.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up VtM and carry her and have the crocodile follow me, and we're gonna go deeper into this cave.
Okay.
I don't know how far, just deeper.
Okay.
5-10 minutes in.
Okay.
Or until I find some sort of something.
Sure. Give me, God. Let's say perception and looking for a nice area to hide in a cave, we'll say would be...
Stealth?
Not stealth. Perception...
Dang it.
I guess academic? No, science. Perception science to find like a little good hidey hole in the cave. To like, recognize your old geology days, you know? To be like, oh, that's a good area I can hide some people in, that, you know?
Alright,
Sure.
1 perception willpower check coming right up. Thank God for that!
Thank God for the willpower. Apparently, okay. Yes, you will manage to find an actually pretty decent area, kind of like off to the side, where you can kind of hide them in, using the natural formations that it would be difficult for anyone to just overall find them.
Okay.
Are you going to stay here with them then?
I'm gonna head back up.
You will probably have to spend the blood point then, because your shroud will be outside of your area then.
Okay, yeah, because I have to maintain it at a distance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, because I'm maintaining that around dawn while I went down here to find this.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to head back up to the cave, grab Dawn, and bring her down with the rest of everyone.
Once you have everyone down there, actually, it sounded like once you were going to get Dawn that the helicopter was not moving anymore. You could still hear it going, but it didn't sound like it was circling anymore.
I'm going to stealth back to the cave again.
Mm-hmm.
Going to pet the cave for comfort.
Uh-huh.
And take a look outside again.
Okay. Give me perception alertness, just to see what you can notice then. It's not exactly at the best angle at the moment. Alright, yeah. You can see that it appears that they've dropped a number of lines down into the forest.
Oh, frig.
In the valley. Not like super close by, but within your sector, I'll kind of say.
Alright. And, I'm assuming that I'm then going to see someone fast roping down it?
Yes.
Alright, can I... Details. Can I see any details?
It seemed a number of people dressed in... it looks like some standard equipment. None of them are actually in uniforms, though, I will note. But it is kind of
So they
military
look more
equipment.
like militia.
Militia or mercenaries.
Can I see any weapons?
Yes. They seem to have... Each of them seems to have an assault rifle. That's the only thing you can actually notice very easily, because they're kind of slung on their backs.
Yeah, they'd be slung on the backs and
Yeah.
fast roping down.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Anything else that they might have, you cannot see because you don't get a perfect view of them.
How far in the forest? Like a long way away from the house, or...?
You estimate that they're dropping probably about a mile away from the house.
Okay.
It's still like pretty open skies from the kind of view you kind of got, so you had a good view of seeing them, and you rolled well enough to kind of get a little bit of detail.
Okay. What's the helicopter doing once they release the ropes?
The helicopter is actually going to circle around one more time and then head off.
How many people came down the ropes?
It looked like 4.
Alright.
Can you smell wet dog?
I will attempt to smell wet dog.
No. No, you don't. It smells like cave.
Well.
Surprisingly, it smells like cave around here.
You gotta keep checking. They
You
can
know,
come out of nowhere.
I've just got this inkling that there might be a cave nearby. I'm not sure. All right. I'll wait. I don't know. I'll wait for 15 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
See if I notice them coming out of the forest or any more movement.
No. Everything seems quiet in the area.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head back down to Dawn, pick her up, dispel my shadow, carry her down to the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then once I've got her and Nathan and Fatima all laid down, I'm gonna cuddle the crocodile and go to sleep because this has been hell.
Yeah. And you will rest. And then
To the sound
evening
of Dawn snoring.
will come. And you will
Cuddling a
all awaken.
crocodile. Leslie never anticipated this.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, who's evening? And did I pay her?
No, not enough. Anyway.
All right, one blood it is.
So, the evening time will once again turn, and all of you will awaken. In a seemingly different position than you were to begin with, except for Leslie, who recognizes it. And a crocodile who's awkwardly sitting there and, like, has this look of, like, I don't like cuddles. She's Leslie, who's now, like, she's been, like, hugging a crocodile for how many hours? I don't know. And the crocodile...
But the crocodile knows that Leslie was...
The crocodile was fine with Leslie. The crocodile just is like, it's like that cat that you get in this hold, and it gets that look on its face of like, can I leave yet?
It's just like, what is happening?
It's like as soon as it gets the opportunity, it'll be like, okay, I'm just
All
gonna.
right, Leslie will wake up and pat its snoot again and say thank you.
It's gonna wander away with that kind of look of like, oh god.
Leslie's now made it a priority to learn Animal Ken.
You only need one
smells
bot to speak to him.
He smells so terrible. Nothing like Master.
It's used to the sewer smell.
Leslie wants to learn Animal Ken if only to thank the crocodile and apologize.
Anyway,
Actually,
yeah.
Fatima knows Animal Ken.
she does.
All right, can Leslie have Fatima pass the crocodile message?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, the crocodile will effectively be like, it was nice. I forget. I didn't. He was Brooklyn too. He was a nice guy. You know. He gave me some pets on there, and it seems like he was looking out for the rest of yous. It's okay. He's okay in my brook. I said brook.
Yep, yes,
It works. Leslie
It's
portrays
okay.
no outward
He's an
emotion.
alligator. He's probably not that smart.
He's making water jokes.
Leslie portrays no outward emotion, but internally he is beaming.
So yeah, you find yourselves deeper in the cave.
And I'll explain to the rest of them what happened, everything I saw and did.
Lovely.
Say that I've changed my mind about the crocodile. I'm glad he is now with us.
As well. Thank you, by the way, Leslie. I am happy you were alert enough to avoid any unwanted discoveries.
Did you have to put me spooning Nathan, though?
No, but it was funny. I mean, I had to see the freaking sun again. I needed some joy.
Nathan
how
looks at
uncomfortable that
Leslie
was.
with a look of complete unimpressedness.
Look, you want to wake up and experience... Do you know how uncomfortable that shit is?
Yes.
Good.
Oh my god! He does! Nathan did get to enjoy the sun even more than you! Flesh-meltingly more!
Then you understand
He's
what
not
I
saying
went
anything.
through.
Good old Eric.
Oh, I'd say that's more or less accurate. So, sword,
Yes.
sanctuary, retrieving things.
Fatima will be like, we could attempt to go deeper from where we are now. It's a little bit more maze-like, and I'm not as familiar, but I know there is a passage through these caves. Or we could attempt to head back to the trail and go through the tunnels from the house, but that has the danger of bell.
I would not advise that option. I don't know
Well,
if what I saw were werewolves.
If
It
they
may
did
just
not
be-
find us, then we at least have a head start, whereas if we try and go out to the tunnels out there where they are presumably still searching...
I can almost guarantee they are. They
Mhm.
they fast roped to the 4 guys. They dropped 4 guys in. Helicopter left. It could have come back while I slept, but I'd rather not take the risk.
Yes, I think that chancing the caves is perhaps our best option. Agreed?
Fidame is going to attempt to navigate the caves then with the best of her abilities. And it's a pretty good ability, it looks like, on that kind of roll I got there. Good thing all that survival that she had, you know? All that survival that she had been trained in, and being witty. Yay! So, alright. So Fidame will lead you, like, deeper through the caves. Kind of, it's going to take you hours of traveling to get to where you need to go at this point in time. But eventually you're going to get to a point in time where deep within the caves, you'll come across a, what looks to be a kind of stone wall. And the same as everything else. At this point in time, though, Fidame might be like, this is where we were looking for. It is slightly hidden here. It is a back entrance. So as if someone wanted to explore these caves, they could not find this again as easy. It's Kyrgyzstan enjoyed the aspects of our teachings more than I did. She'll kind of give a snicker. Not that it does not come in handy in the past.
Indeed.
I guess it
Are
is.
there any
Both of us
caution?
have a little bit of Western to us. There should not be any active traps or anything on this here. As this place would have been occupied by Dracovin and her kin when it was in use, she would not have left anything, and I doubt that she would have necessarily left a trap with how fast she went before. So she'll like feel around for a second and find a very well hidden like seam in the stone and kind of push it out of the way. And it's like on the other side of it, it's like a actual like, it looks as if it's stone attached to a metal door kind of thing, you know, like attached, so it makes it look like a wall from one side. She'll kind of push it. She'll kind of push it open with kind of like a little metal creak, and it leads down into a set of stairs leading down for a short while.
Shall we close behind us?
Probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be
Excellent.
open from the other side, Fidame?
Theoretically, we can open it from either side. I know there... She's trying to kind of close it up behind you and be like, there is a latching system here in case it's needed, just to keep things more sealed, but it's not normally done instead in case you need a quick escape. Would you want me to latch it?
How long does the latching take?
Or the unlatching?
This takes about 30 seconds to do either way, I would say.
Hmm.
I think if we need to, we could hold off an enemy for 30 seconds while you unlatch it.
I'm
Alright,
a really
then.
good distraction.
Okay.
Alternatively, could you show one or two of us how to unlatch in
If
case
she
we
can
need
show
as
you.
well?
It's basically like a like kind of like a like these two levers on the door and like a turn wheel kind of thing. So you've kind of like, but they you kind of have to like move them into position and like turn the wheel and stuff to like, you know.
Okay.
So it's like
Okay.
it's a pretty heavy seal, I would say.
Now, if we need to, anybody can open it while the others hold something off.
Yeah.
Except the crocodile. Crocodile probably still can't do it.
No.
Except the crocodile.
No.
But he's a good boy, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. And as you
We're
walk
not getting
down,
him his own car.
Yes. He doesn't want one.
Good.
He technically would
So-
rather just be back in New York at this point in time. He's a New York crocodile. He misses the sewers.
Yeah, I imagine he's incredibly uncomfortable being here.
Mhm. He had a nice little heated spot like in the lair, you know, so we could just lie there most of the day. You know, his master would throw him a couple of rats here and there once in a while, you know, to keep him fed.
Mm-hmm.
His rat buddy would give him these funny looks every time he would have a snack. Sometimes he would get chickens, though, so, I mean, he likes a good chicken.
Who doesn't love a good chicken, though?
Yeah. But why don't we leave it here, though, because we do have to end around before 2, and this is a good spot, heading into the lair of Kyrgyzstan, where there may or may not be people looking for you, or at least not happy that you're in the area. Not happy that someone entered this area for some reason. Who are they? What are they going to do? Maybe we'll find out next time. Maybe you'll avoid them. It'll be fun to see.
Please let us avoid them.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll keep sniffing. We'll know if they're coming.
Only if they're werewolves.
God damn it.
I mean, I might smell people. You know.
Anyway.
I mean, the combination of the Humvee and the little bird and 4 militia-looking dudes, whatever they aren't nice.
No.
I'm hoping they landed
And
their
they're-
little bird somewhere, and we can go steal that, and you can fly that away.
Well, I mean,
You took fly, right?
I'm gonna give Leslie
Leslie?
the benefit of the doubt with his like expandings. More than likely, they probably at least went to get refueled after they dropped the people off.
Sure.
Whether or not they came back and whether or not they parked somewhere nearby, hard to say.
And whether or not Leslie knows how to pilot a little bird is an entirely different matter.
That is a little bit more difficult than driving. I think there is a little used pilot skill in those like extra skills, talents, and knowledges list. You know,
Is there?
I'm pretty sure there's a pilot. I probably have to look it up in the book because they have a bunch of those extra ones in the book too. But
Anyway,
yes, we're going to be heading off because we just with the schedule, it's not going to be good to go any later. That's why I just went through without having a break. So if people have been here for the entire 2 hours, thank you for joining us that entire time.
Hope you enjoyed the crocodile cuddles.
The crocodile cuddles were really nice.
and my very brief trip to the Cayman.
You'll have to take another one. That's all. That's what it is. You'll just have to take another one then.
I mean, I can arrange this.
Anyway,
Clearly, I'm a very good travel agent.
yes, a very good travel agent. So, thanks everyone joined us today, popped in. Thank you again to all of our players. Why don't we go around and give some shout outs to who they are, where to find them, all that stuff. We'll start with how about Umber? We'll go that direction today.
It's under.
twitch.tv/UmberSkies, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Play games. It's really fun. Just come check it out.
Cool. Jess.
Bubblegum Viking, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I'm going to New York. Not doing anything useful, so
I mean, you'll be showing up here. That's an important
I'll
thing.
be showing up there, and I'll be on Rob streams. I'll probably do some cooking streams while I'm there as well.
Oh, heck yeah.
I love doing cooking streams at Rob's. Great.
And Carpe.
The CarpeDM, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, mostly Twitter. Here for fun vampire shenanigans. Somehow not dying again. And probably going to be playing some Shadowrun sometime soon, because, oh man, have I got that bug up my ass.
Shadowrun is very good, and I must.
Dawn just frenzied.
Yeah. Bug in my ass? Oh my god.
Well,
She's now panicking, imagining why the hell Nathan has a bug in his ass.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm familiar with using the back door.
and
Tangents!
anyway, yes,
Shout yourself out.
yes,
End this.
I will. Tantus Navran Dracovin, you can find me here pretty much daily. We'll be back next week for Legacies of Caine. We should be on schedule for Madness to Land, my D&D show, this Thursday. I have a couple new shows that are in the works. I actually have gotten some pretty decent work done on them. I just have to find some players for them now and figure out. I've got a kind of schedule down. I at least did that part. Hey,
Pick me.
I can let you know the schedule, and you can let me know which ones you might be interested in. And other than that, I should be back tomorrow if you're looking for my gaming streams, which I've been playing my time. The D&D game is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so late in the evening. This game is normally 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we started 2 hours earlier because we missed the last 2 weeks, and we didn't want to miss a third week. And three of us could do all of us could do earlier, basically. So,
Yeah.
but for the gaming, I'm going to be doing my time at Portia because I love that game a lot. Actually, it's stretching that. It's like that Stardew Valley itch, and it doesn't. It's much better than Graveyard Keeper, as much as I liked that. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, that game gets very grindy, apparently.
Yeah, Graveyard Keeper was grindy.
It's a good. It depends on what type of player you are. Graveyard Keeper is a good game, but there is, in my opinion, too much to do.
Yeah, I felt like that a lot. It's like, at least in this one, I feel like there's a lot to do, but it's most of it's my own goals of stuff to do.
Yeah, see that's the big difference. Portia, you can choose one thing and focus on that if you want.
Yeah.
Graveyard Keeper, you can't. To do one thing, you need to do 4 other things at all times.
Yeah, so...
And it can take forever to get the one thing you wanted done.
So, it won me over. We'll put it that way, and I've been enjoying it a lot, and I'll be doing some more of that if you want to see that. But anyway. Yep. So hopefully I'll see everyone here next week at, actually this time, the normal stream time. As we're back to a normal schedule. Hopefully.
Yep.
Hopefully.
And everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.